Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there. Also, Justin Baldoni's lawyer has some choice words about it.
And their smear campaign hit piece on Justin Baldoni, December 20th. In collusion with Blake Lively and her pitbull publicist, Leslie Sloan, who's a tough person. I got a lot of experience with her.
The ongoing legal battle involving Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds has taken another shocking turn. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for Lively's team, Baldoni's editor stepped forward to confirm that many of the reports circulating were completely fake. This revelation throws the entire lawsuit into question, as it raises concerns about who is controlling the narrative and whether Ryan Reynolds himself may have played a role in spreading misinformation.
You know, just that Blake and Ryan were at SNL's 50th last night. Justin, if I'm not mistaken, is on vacation right now with his kids in Hawaii. Is he still there? Do you speak to him?
I do speak to him. I speak to him often. I wouldn't call it vacation. I don't think anybody who's been accused of heinous, arguably what are crimes, is on vacation. I think that he is trying to gather with his family and get some semblance of peace.
How's he doing? What's his state of mind while all this is going on? I noticed a couple pictures.
For months, Baldoni's team has been pushing back against what they claim are false allegations and smear tactics. But now, with an editor stepping up to expose the truth, it looks like Lively and Reynolds may have been caught red-handed in what many are calling a last-ditch attempt to repair their reputation. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds recently made a highly publicized appearance on Saturday Night Live. Rather than gaining public sympathy, this move seems to have backfired spectacularly. Hollywood insiders are now calling them out for using publicity stunts to distract from the lawsuit. If this was their way of turning the tide, it might have just made things worse.
Asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there. Also, Justin Baldoni's lawyer has some choice words about it all. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. There has been a lot of updates, and there will be more updates this week as we are still waiting for Blake Lively's amended complaint. We'll be live later this afternoon, waiting for it, going through other news, including Brian Friedman's full interview over there with Billy Bush, which was very revealing, specifically this part about the Saturday Night Live 50, which we're going to get in a second. But before I get there, I want to recap sort of the reactions that are out there and the backlash they are getting. Sure, there are some people who are saying, hey, it's good that he went and joked about it. It's, trying to move on. But I'd say the majority of people I'm reading are not okay that he went and joked about such a serious thing. In fact, it actually did the reverse for many. But here they were at the 50th. Now, correction, I was wrong. Accused each other of waging a smear campaign. Blake has also claimed Justin SH'd her while on the movie set. One source who was at 30 Rock for the taping tells us Blake and Ryan were the talk of the entire evening, and many people avoided them. I can imagine that. It's a weird timing. And again, weird place given that it's your ex's husband's big event. Another source who attended the soiree following the show was overheard saying, who told them to come? Referring to Blake and Ryan. However, another eyewitness says the famous couple was super popular at the show, with fans cheering them from behind the barricades when the two rolled up. And apparently Dakota Johnson had a nice experience with Blake Lively. Wonder if she chose to or just was stuck there. Blake had a nice interaction with Dakota Johnson, and Blake and Ryan hit it off with Woody Harrelson while they were all in line for the red carpet.
As tensions continue to rise, Blake Lively was recently caught off guard by an unexpected moment with Ryan Reynolds. Could this be a sign that cracks are beginning to form in their public persona? With so many accusations flying around, even their most carefully crafted appearances seem to be unraveling.
Of course, they're trying to repair her reputation. She's in a contested legal battle with Justin Baldoni. He is as well. And he's been doing public appearances and even publicity stunts, really, but she hasn't been out, right? So they're there tonight. They didn't answer questions, but walked the red carpet. Anyway, they're there. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are doing this bit, And Ryan is one of the people in the audience who stands up and asks a question. And Tina Fey says, "How you been?" And he says, "Okay, what have you heard?" Right? It catches Blake Lively off guard. She has the most awkward moment. Her face is like stunned and she like looks up at him. Hot mess. We're about to see Blake and Ryan go on this tour to revamp specifically her career, because that's the one that has suffered the most damage, because Ryan is a franchise character in Marvel that he'll probably survive, and he was just in a billion-dollar blockbuster last year. The problem for them both is that they're using the same playbook that no longer works in this era.
Baldoni's legal team is not backing down. His attorney, Brian Friedman, recently gave an exclusive interview detailing exactly why they believe Lively's claims are fabricated. Friedman did not hold back, making it clear that they have solid evidence to challenge Lively's accusations. If his statements hold weight, this case could soon tip in Baldoni's favor.
Smear campaign hit piece on Justin Baldoni, December 20th. In collusion with Blake Lively and her pitbull publicist, Leslie Sloan, who's a tough person. I got a lot of experience with her. William Morris Endeavor, the talent agency who repped Blake and Ryan and Justin, made their choice. Clearly, they were expected to make a choice. Either Baldoni or Ryan and Blake, and William Morris dropped Baldoni like a hot rock. A couple days ago, William Morris's CEO, Ari Emanuel, made it seem like a moral act of loyalty, like that exists in Hollywood. He heaped praise on Ryan and Blake as soulfully beautiful people, flawless, really. He mocked Baldoni in the process. He said, "It's an effed up bad situation with what Baldoni, whatever his name is doing."
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for Lively's team, Baldoni's legal team dropped a bombshell. The newly released text messages appear to tell a very different story from the one Lively has been presenting in court. With every new piece of evidence, it's becoming increasingly clear that not everything is as it seems.
Blake and Ryan set out and used massive gaslighting tricks and bullying tactics to basically steal the movie. You know, he had bought the book. He was the producer through Wayfair.
He was the director.
He was the writer. He was also the star. And they came out, and it shows how she rewrote. She also threatened 2 weeks before, and they had this part where she could have pulled out of the movie.
Even before this lawsuit, Blake Lively was reportedly difficult to work with. The editors of It Ends With Us allegedly refused to be in the same room as her, suggesting serious behind-the-scenes tension. This raises a critical question. Was this lawsuit inevitable?
If only we knew then what we know now. To which Justin responds, "You just find ways to keep me busy when she gets everyone together. Obviously, if the whole cast is making content together, that's her trying to clue people onto there being an issue. Everything she does is calculated, yet also manic." I hear you, and we're already ahead of this with Sony, who has our back here. I feel good about that, and they understand the larger issue if fans start poking holes. I do think that controversy benefits Sony. It benefits, other people peddling films or whatever to us, or music. But I digress. Maybe y'all are different. Let me know in the comment section, okay? And Justin says she doesn't want to be the bad guy, so she'll find a way to say it without saying it.
Lively's team appears to be playing defense, with multiple reports suggesting that she is trying to avoid facing Baldoni's lawyer. But with so much evidence mounting against her, is that even possible? If she truly has nothing to hide, why does it seem like she's dodging the legal process?
She would go to the New York Times and accuse Justin Baldoni of harassment, which she did anyways, as we know now. We don't know if that is actually true, that she did that, but that means that she was blackmailing Sony, which is really bad. Yesterday, Justin Baldoni came out and amended the lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds after new information was revealed from a TikToker. So someone on TikTok found the metadata of the New York Times article, which a lot of people have been talking about the metadata of that article, which means that a lot of the text messages and information that was in that lawsuit was dated back to October. And what that means is that we now know that the New York Times had been working on the article for several months. This is here on my channel, and I know most of you guys are kind of Team Justin Baldoni, but I just wanted to see what the result would be. And the result was from over 25,000 votes. 22% thinks Ryan is the real villain. 74% think it's Blake Lively. 1% thinks it's Justin Baldoni. I don't know if that's just one person, because I don't know if they could do less than 1%, so that might be one person. And 3% think that Taylor Swift is the main villain here. It's also very clear when you're looking at, I was looking at Blake Lively's Instagram, and because there was a story that her Instagram account had been flooded with porn since this happened. I wasn't able to see anything. I don't know how that happened because she had closed off her comment section.
Public opinion is shifting quickly, and Lively is finding herself on the receiving end of Hollywood's scrutiny. Insiders are questioning her motives, her legal strategy, and whether she has been completely truthful. Could this be the beginning of her Hollywood downfall?
And Blake Lively, in contrast to Nikki Glaser, who was the host of the Golden Globes, who said beforehand that she wasn't going to go there, Chelsea Handler was not afraid. I was kind of expecting her to do something, so I picked up my phone. I was kind of in the center, in front of the stage, but further in the back, but I had a very good view from there. And when she entered the stage, I was like, okay, I'm waiting for this. And that's how she started off the night. Okay, so here's what she said.
So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Meanwhile, Baldoni has been receiving support from unexpected places. Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, has been vocal about her appreciation for Baldoni's professionalism. If he was as difficult as Lively claims, wouldn't more people be speaking out against him?
So, like, to give you more credit, like, she walked out of the theater and was like, whoa, this is gonna be good, but here's what we need to do to make it the best. And, like, she was super involved in, like, you know, the film being done to actually the film being what you guys are gonna see. And she really, like, as the author of this story initially, like, authored, you know, a lot of, like, shaping, once it was done, once it was made, really shaping what we had to feel like it was the best version it could be.
And that's all thanks to Blake. Like, you've been so collaborative. Like, I just can't even explain to you what the last few weeks have meant to me. I'm, you know, going to be nice right now, but then I'll go back to being, you know, myself. But honestly, as an author, just the fact that Blake fought for my voice to be heard, like, I just can't even tell you what you hope Blake Lively is. She's that and a million times.
Lively's troubles don't seem to be ending anytime soon, as more people come forward with behind-the-scenes stories. With so many allegations surfacing, it's getting harder to believe this is all just a misunderstanding.
There's one called Blake Lively Victims, Justin Baldoni. They say that based on the timeline of events, it seems pretty important information that the assistant directors on It Ends With Us were fired at Blake Lively's request. So we have the screen grabs of that, but as you see right here, Lively shared her grievances about the first AD suggesting that she be replaced. She and the second AD, who is also a woman, were shortly thereafter let go. So it could be that the second AD comes with the first, they work hand in hand. It could be that they got rid of the whole team. Either way, on It Ends With Us, Lively was responsible for several women getting fired. As opposed to, and again, I just want to, you know, reiterate here, the fourth AD from Another Simple Favor wasn't fired. She just cried on the way home every day. So tough day for I mean, look, hey, Throw her in. So where are you at? Best Buy. Justin says, just checking on you. I really don't want blank to get fired. Jamie said, I know, me either, and yet we're there, man. Let's talk later. So they tried everything under the sun to keep Blake happy, including firing other people, and it just wasn't working out. June 3rd. And by the way, like, Blake has a right to voice her opinion. She has a right to voice her opinion if she's not getting along with somebody. The question is, were her demands unreasonable? And I think with a lot of the other evidence coming out, people aren't going to give her the benefit of the doubt, to say that kindly, right? So Heath informed the first AD that she would be replaced. Meanwhile, Blake Lively, the firing of the first AD is still on their minds and causes them grief and guilt as they believe it was the wrong move they were forced to take. So here's the text messages of them.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't escalate further, Baldoni's legal team has officially amended their complaint to include even bigger accusations. The lawsuit now takes aim at media manipulation, defamation, and possibly even coordinated attacks against Baldoni's reputation. Could this turn out to be bigger than just a Hollywood dispute?
Breaking news, Justin Baldoni's team has amended his lawsuit against Blake Lively in the New York Times. Guess I'll never sleep. This case never ends. Here is a statement from Brian Friedman. The decision to amend our lawsuit was a logical next step to the overwhelming amount of new proof that has come to light. This fresh evidence corroborates what we knew all along, that due to purely egotistical reasons, Miss Lively and her entire team colluded for months to destroy reputations through a complex web of lies, false accusations, and the manipulation of illicitly received communications. This ongoing public interest in this case online has ironically shed light on the undeniable facts pertaining to the New York Times and how heavily we're doing real service because the lawyers are seeing in all of our work, all of our investigation, all of you guys who have been putting stuff out there, people are paying attention. We're not harassing anybody. We are trying to find the truth, and it's working. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. This is an important case. What is the truth? Who is lying? We need to find out. We're going to have more tomorrow morning as we go through the amended complaint over on Popcorn Planet. So if you haven't subscribed over there or here, subscribe to both people. I'm going to get some sleep, and I promise we'll be updating you tomorrow.
What started as a legal battle over a professional disagreement has now spiraled into a full-blown Hollywood scandal, with Baldoni's editor confirming that reports were fabricated, text messages exposing inconsistencies in Lively's claims, and even Hollywood insiders turning against her. It's clear that the narrative is shifting rapidly. Ryan Reynolds, who has largely stayed in the background, is now facing questions about his involvement in the media smear campaign.
They're celebrating, making jokes, making light of it, which Justin Baldoni's legal team could absolutely use against them in Justin's defense. And in fact, I want to go straight there to Brian Friedman's comment because he was on the Billy Bush show and they were talking about a lot of things. And again, join us later today for a live. If you haven't already hit the subscribe, what are you waiting for? Haven't we earned your subscribe already? Hit that bell for alerts so you get notified. And when you get these videos, click the like right now. Click the like while you're watching. Leave a comment. Here's what Brian Friedman said about that Saturday
What
Night
did you
Live
think
appearance.
when you saw, Ryan, make light of the situation? I guess try to find some humor in all this.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, who's.
Meanwhile, Baldoni's legal team is gaining momentum, releasing new evidence that challenges Lively's claims. With more revelations expected to drop soon, one thing is for certain, this case is far from over. Who will come out on top, and how much damage will be done before this all ends? Only time will tell, but Hollywood is watching closely.